Hey guys, Henry here, and back again with another video. For the very first time, Path of Exile 2 is my first time ever doing a video for this game. I've recently made a change from fighting games to this game, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. It's fantastic, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, from now on, it's basically mainly going to be this kind of content for now. This is kind of the direction I want to go in. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I've noticed a lot of people kind of struggle in the early game when it comes to kind of gearing up and catching up with like the enemy difficulty, and they struggle a lot with progression, in the early campaign. So I kind of want to go over a couple of things, so maybe some tips, some tricks that might help you in order to gear up your character a bit better, in order to be able to progress the content more seamlessly. So as we all know, there are 4 ways to get gear. There's opening up chests or like lootable objects on the ground. One is killing monsters, obviously. Then there's crafting. So you find something and you turn it into a higher rarity of a higher tier of loot using currency. And then lastly, you have gambling. So when I open up my stash and I take a look at all the stuff that I've gathered so far, the first thing that I look at is the item level of the actual gear. Not the level requirement to wear it, but the actual item level. And the reason why the item level is important is because it determines the range of values and what can roll on the item if you decide to make it a higher tier of rarity, right? So like a weapon with an item level of 10 is not going to have the best stats compared to something like that has like an item level of 32. So what I like to do is I like to every 3 or 4 levels I like to try to get more gear to replace the ones that I'm currently wearing, right? So in regards to white and blue items, I generally try to just sell this stuff. I just sell it, right? And the reason why I sell it is because I feel like, for me, transmutation orbs aren't that huge, big of a deal to have, because you typically find a lot of blue items on the ground anyway, right? So rather than crafting white items into blue items right away, you typically will find a lot of blue items already just from killing, and going through the story and doing your questing and stuff like that. So anything that's white or blue, I typically sell for gold, and the reason why I do that is because I typically spend the gold on either respecking or gambling, right? So you would come to your gambler and you would just use the gold that you've made through selling to get something better. Because I feel like even if you don't roll a high tier item, like a gold from one of these, a blue item is usually more than enough, and gambling is usually the fastest way to get gear closer to your level. Because when you gamble on a piece of gear from the gambler, it will automatically it will default the item level to the latest available level. So in this case, if you're level 32, the gear will be level 32 when you roll on it. That's what I do. Now, when it comes to gold items, I typically will just disassemble every single time. And the reason why I do that is because in the long run, having regal orbs is better than having to waste gold gambling if you want to get yellow items. Or gold. I say gold or yellow. It's basically the same thing. So what you do is you find a strong base type, and then you roll some good blue mods on it, or maybe you gamble and you get some decent blue mods, and then from there you would use a regal orb to make it gold, and then use exalted to try to roll better affixes on it. You may get a gold from gambling, but generally the mindset is very simple. It's very, very straightforward. Sell white and blue to make the gold. Use that money to gamble at the gambler. If you get a blue with good affixes, roll a regal on it that you've collected through disassembling gold items, and then see if you can get a better item from there. But you generally want to stay as close to your item level as possible. You want to stay as proportional to your character's level when it comes to the gear. So if you're level 30, try to get the item levels to level 30 or 29 or 28. I usually don't go anything more than 3 or 4 levels difference. That's usually what I do. One thing, though, that I did actually learn on total accident, speaking of gambling, when you go to the gambler, you'll notice at the bottom, there's a little icon here. And as it says, this vendor has limited stock. More stock is accrued through killing unique monsters up to the given limit. So basically, you can't just keep gambling forever as long as you have gold. Even if you have a lot of gold, you can't just keep gambling. You have to kill unique mobs in order for it to restock the gambler. So be very careful when you're gambling, so this way you don't waste your limit on items that you don't really need. I highly recommend that you get your weapon first. Always gamble for the weapon first. Then do everything else second. I typically go in this order. I go weapon, Then the bigger ones like chess pieces and boots. Boots is good because there's a chance you could roll movement speed, and this game right now currently is a bit slower when it comes to traversing the world, so having movement speed is very good. Belts are good because they give good life and resistance, and then everything else is next. That's kind of like the way that I prioritize my gambling. Generally, though, you want to save currency. You don't want to be spamming orbs a lot on gear because it's very valuable in the early game, and you want to kind of save that as much as possible. So yeah, that's my strategy on how I collect loot during the campaign. I'm about to enter Act 3, so I'm still trying to work on, killing the last boss. But this is kind of like what I've discovered through playing normally, so I'm not following any build or anything like that. I'm just going on my own pace and on my own journey of self-discovery when it comes to how to play this game better. And this is what I've picked up so far. Let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think this information is useful? I'm very open-minded to finding any type of method that you guys think is better. So feel free to leave comments below the video and like, subscribe, join the Discord. See you on the stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.